our perspective.
Hi, and welcome to F the News, the social current affairs podcast, looking into all things female and empowering women everywhere. I am your host, Liyanne Marie. And before I introduce you to our game-changing, innovative guests today, let's have a little look at the news headlines. Angel Academy has launched the UK's first EIS fund for female founders, aiming to raise £1.2 million and already securing £120,000. It leverages tax relief to support 7 to 10 women-led ventures. And Sky Sports to BBC Radio. Ellie Barber joins Women's Euro Comfort Zone shift. The veteran presenter, Ellie Barber, transitions to BBC Radio 5 Live to cover Women's Euro 2025. She comments, "A big step out of my comfort zone," as she leads female football. And England stars are to avoid social media at Women's Euros due to abuse. Players like Alessia Russo, Lauren James and Lucy Bronze will steer clear of toxic online environments during the tournament to protect well-being. And Dr. Amber Hill's AI-powered platform is revolutionising clinical trial back office operations, helping streamline patient recruitment and diversity. And Empo Women backs 14 European women-led deep tech startups. The Empo Women programme accelerates ambitious female founders across Europe working in sports tech, AI, biotech and more. And Rachel Zelga's Evita sparks debate over woke trigger warnings. The West End's Evita invites audiences to watch via live stream, complete with alerts for loud music, strobe lights and haze. This is prompting both acclaim and backlash from critics and viewers. And Dita Von Teese brings diamonds and dust to the West End burlesque icon Von Teese. She is introducing her new show, emphasising adult glamour, self-expression and empowerment across generations. And Broadway premiere cast recording of Real Women Have Curves. This empowerment-focused musical released its debut album in June 2025, so this month, following the Tony nominations. It's telling the story of a Mexican-American teenage girl asserting her voice. And lastly, Miley Cyrus, she debuts Something Beautiful, a visual album film premiering at Tribeca and theatrically released this month also. This sensory visual album blends pop narrative with bold self-expression. We wish you every luck, Miley Cyrus. And that's our news. So really, really wonderful to have this first guest on today. And we're excited for her to join me on the sofa. She is no stranger to taking bold leaps, whether that is skydiving from a plane, launching a business with no safety net, or guiding organisations through the complex world of grant funding with incredible success. Joining us is Monika Dabrowska, a founder and director of Innovacation Global, an innovating consultancy firm that helps organisations secure grant funding and manage R&D projects to fuel performance and growth. With over 15 years of experience navigating the UK and the EU funding systems, Monika has supported companies across industries from maritime to healthcare, energy to IT, and she boasts a remarkable 70% success rate in grant applications. But beyond the strategy and stats, Monika brings something even more powerful, a mindset rooted in courage, alignment, and growth. Her personal story of moving countries, building a business from scratch, and saying yes to the unknown has shaped her mission to empower others, especially women. And this also has embraced risk, unlocked resources, and has helped pursue the futures that they truly deserve. Get ready to be inspired by a conversation that's not just about funding innovation, but about living it. Please welcome Monika Dabrowska. Hey, come on in. Hello, Monika. Lovely to meet you. Take a seat. Get comfortable. How are we today?
I am very good. Thank you for having me here.
You are so welcome. It's a pleasure to have you join me on the sofa today. I know we'll get comfy because it is one of those sofas. So lovely. I mean, there's so much in there about you, Monika. You're going to be just a wealth of knowledge and inspiration, I think, today for everybody. But let's go back. You've taken some real big journeys. You've taken some bold leaps as well. I mean, launching your business to jumping out of planes, which I'm really interested in about. But what drew you first, do you think, to the world of innovation and maybe the grant funding, which we'll go into depth? But in the first place, what was you doing before that?
So I have been doing grants for about 15 years. So this is accidentally I discovered, because one of my friends actually pushed me and said, go for this training, find out what it is about. And I said, oh my gosh, where I supposed to go with all these boring people? Like, go. So I went, and I actually like this. Right. I love this. I didn't tell him at once. Yes. But it was the start of my journey, when then I was working with different companies. Just 15 years. Oh my gosh, 15 years. Quite a long time.
Sounds a long time. Yeah.
But this is something what I love doing, and I can see the effect and impact that grants funding can bring to any innovators. And also grants helping us to build ourselves, because it's helping not only growing our business, but also growing ourselves.
I mean, and we have a lot of women that we've had on the sofa as well, that, that've got businesses or starting out business. I think as well, it's really important maybe to give a little bit of an insight about what is grant funding. We all, I might have an idea of what it is, but how would you kind of describe it and break it down for us?
So grant funding, this is the funding that you don't need to give back. So it's something
that's a key point, right?
This is the key point.
So it's not a loan.
Not alone. We call them, and you might hear this is free funding, but not really free funding.
Okay.
Because even if we are getting funding for development, for bringing our innovation to life, we potentially need to pay taxes at some point, which means that this money will go back to the economy, but not at once, but in the long term. Sure. And this is what lots of organizations, funding organizations, would like to see our profit, turnover, number of employees in the coming years.
Absolutely.
However, grants is the perfect boost to actually start quicker and help us our journey.
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, you often, you've done some adrenaline things. So like the jumping out of the plane, like how was that? What made you do that, Monika, as well?
So this one was experience actually that I bought for my partner's birthday.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, let's do it.
Right.
And I did quite a lot of exercise in my mind, visualizing how it looks like, what it is about. Just I felt already very peaceful. So when I was up there, I was ready.
Yes.
I was actually first person jumping out of the plane.
You were like ready to go. But I say that because this kind of is how people can think and feel for their businesses, right? You have to take this leap sometimes. You have to take those bold moves and be the first one to kind of jump out that plane for your business.
I think everyone needs to take a risk. However, risk can be small or high.
Yeah.
And what for you would be high, maybe small for me. Yes. So this is why we need to be very independent and to look at ourselves.
Yeah.
However, the main thing is to think, yes, I can achieve it.
Absolutely.
Yes,
absolutely. And I mean, so tell us more about Innovaction, like global. Tell us what that is and what that really means to you.
So this is my company that I set up 4 years ago, based on all my experience about grants, both in Poland and here in the UK. And understanding grants, I always wanted to help as many people as I can. And this is why I set up my own business, Innovaction Global, where I'm helping to get this grant, to apply for it, to actually help people make their dreams come true.
Oh, how beautiful is that? So what you did before you opened your business yourself, you've obviously used that to now start your own business to help others. Correct. And what kind of, if someone was listening today, what kind of people would you help, or what kind of businesses? Is there anything that's off that you can't help with, or who do you really kind of focus on?
So in terms of grant funding, I'm afraid grants are not for everyone and not for everything. This is why building awareness and having this understanding what it is about before actually approaching, this is the clue.
Yeah.
So the grants that I'm helping mostly, they are connected with innovation.
Yes.
Yes. And R&D, research and development. Yes. So it means that you need to develop something completely new or something even that exists, but it is rebranded, maybe not rebranded, changed. Yes.
Okay.
Or maybe we are adding new features into this what's already existing. This can be also classified as innovation.
Ah, so that's really, yes, that's good to know, because I think a lot of people will not understand, like, can I apply, can I not apply? But that's something they can learn from you. And you've often talked about alignment, not adrenaline. And how has that idea, do you think, shaped your professional path, maybe, and then maybe some of your personal choices in even in life?
Yeah, so I think that both myself and anyone else, we need to follow what is inside us.
Yes.
What actually we feel. Yes. And then just go for it. Very often we are, I think, we don't know exactly what success means.
Yes.
Because probably the best definition that I have heard so far is that the success is the progressive realization of the worthy idea.
Oh, I love that.
Yes. So
hold on, can we say that again? Succession is the...
No, the success is the progressive realization of the worthy idea.
That's powerful. I like that.
It is very powerful because we are thinking success is our goal or is our milestone. If we don't achieve it, oh my gosh, yes, it's the end of the year.
And it's not that,
exactly.
Is it? Right.
Not,
so
it isn't.
Yeah.
Because even if we are waking up every single morning and we know what we would like to achieve, yes, I want to spread the information about grants with everyone. Yeah. And I also had lots of trials that it didn't work, but I just keep going. It doesn't mean that I failed. No. I'm still succeeding because I'm doing what I love.
And you're still achieving because you're still giving advice as you go along, and you're still sharing the knowledge and stuff like that. So that's beautiful. Now, you've supported so many businesses across the industries. But when did you first notice maybe a gap in how women access or approach grant funding? Because I'm sure there's a massive gap there.
It is a massive gap. This is why Innovate UK, this is the governmental organization that is providing funding for innovation and R&D here in the UK.
Yeah.
They have the specific competition that is called Women in Innovation.
Okay.
Because this organization is very much about identity, about equality, diversity. Yes. And they have seen that there are not as many women applying for funding. This is why there is a special competition for these women. And from one side, I'm helping companies and women to apply for funding.
I love that.
And really, it's amazing what we can see and what actually women have in their mind, how powerful they are, because most of them, they have children, they have family business.
Absolutely.
Yes? From a family business, I call them children, because this is part of the business.
Absolutely. Yeah, of course, it's their children, their babies. Yeah.
Yes, and from another side, they have professional business. Yes, and actually we need to deal with both of these sides, and this is challenging. However, women are very, very inspiring and motivating others.
Absolutely.
From one side, helping businesses and women apply for funding. From another side, I'm also working at Innovate UK, where I'm monitoring successful grant applications. Yes, so also having this knowledge, how the organization works, helps me very much, help as many people as I can.
And is the success rate, is it growing? Is it improving over time? Has it been growing in a positive way?
It is growing, it is improving. However, last year we had the competition, this Women Innovation, that Innovate UK is repeating every single year.
Yeah.
And what happened? They promised to provide funding for 50 people, 50 women. And suddenly they announced only 25 awardees.
Okay.
So then I must say it was amazing what happened, because all women suddenly they were like one. And
all come together. I love that.
All came together, and they started actually shouting about this.
It's
Why
good.
25? It's supposed to be 50. And actually Innovatica is saying, okay, we just changed our decision back and let's go for 50 women.
But that's the, you know, their voices came together,
exactly.
right? And this is what's so important about, you know, women empowering each other, other women as a voice, and we come together and the change can happen.
It's working.
To give her that clap, yeah. So the gap that you initially kind of probably saw many years back, how's that gap looking now? Is it getting better?
It is better. It is better. This is why also from my business, I'm not also working and only on individual basis, but also I'm providing different type of courses to build this awareness.
Okay.
Yes, and just right now we have launched online bootcamp. This is something that I have been running in person.
Yes.
However, always having my mission inside me that I would like to help as many possible people as I can. We launched this online. So
because then it's reachable, isn't it? For as many. I mean, the platform of online is so powerful now, isn't it?
Yes.
So, I mean, before we're going to touch on some of that, but let's dive into funding her future. What inspired you to focus on how grants can become a real catalyst for women's growth? You know, both professionally and personally, I think, isn't it? Because it can be for both. What really, you know?
Yes. So there are lots of programs that support women.
Yeah.
And I think, again, awareness. Yes, and knowing what it is already, and then start applying and learning what it is about. Grants are helping women to believe in themselves, because if someone appreciates you, and saying, actually, your idea is wonderful, let's go for it, automatically you have like wings, you know.
Absolutely. Those wings start spreading and flying. Is so true, isn't it? Because you can believe, you know, in your own business or your, you know, innovative idea, but having somebody believe in it with you or want to support you, whether that be funding or something else, that changes everything, doesn't it?
It changes everything. And also I'm speaking with different ladies on their projects, and just recently I have a conversation with a lady, and I said, actually, this is not necessary idea for grants, but through the conversation that we had, she said she was so much motivated through the conversation that she just needs to do it.
So as well as like you supporting them with how to maybe get the grants and stuff, but if it's something that it's not for them to have a grant, you can motivate them and give them other advice, which is lovely to hear. You're not just shutting that door and saying no.
Yes, because even if someone else believes in you, and I think this is the clue, if we are doing what we love doing, and if we believe that we achieve this, this is success. This is going after our dreams.
Absolutely. And in your experience, Monika, how are grants now more than just financial support? Do you know, how do you, I mean, we just touched on it there, it offers some kind of confidence, doesn't it, and empowerment, but it's not just money, is it?
Yes, it's not just money. It's because it's more about having our idea working. Yes, and also that we can do what we really love. And I think this is the very powerful, is because when we do what we love doing, money will come earlier or later. It's just building the patience, being more responsive also what's going on around us.
Of course. So if somebody was listening and they're like, oh my, this is just giving me light bulb moment. This is like, I need to reach out to Monika. I need to find out more about, you know, Innovaction Global. I want to be part. I want to know what do they need? What stage do they need to be at? What do you need from them to be able to say, I can help you?
So first you will need to know what idea they are having and what stage of development they are. Yes. So it's very important to also understand whether this is a prototype, Yes, whether this is already product ready to the market, because grants are specifically for research and development.
Okay.
Yes, I'm just specifically right now focusing mostly on Innovate UK, this type of grants, innovative grants.
Yes.
Where we need to understand exactly where they are in their journey and where they would like to go. Yes, because with this would be related how much money they can apply for and how much money they need.
Yeah, I mean, because it could just be an idea, right? But you could help women with, you know, really kind of formatting that idea. Because I think there could be many women that are going to listen to you today and go, I have the idea. Or they've got their business and actually the idea is to grow it or to have research and develop in this area.
Yes.
Touch a little bit as well about, you know, what it means to have that innovative idea. What do you, when you say that, what do you really mean for that? Because I think for some people, you know, we can use these words, can't we? Innovative, be innovative. Yes, but what does that really mean?
So innovative, maybe I will give a few examples
that would be helpful.
of ladies that I have been working with, and it was really my pleasure to see how they are growing.
Good.
And in terms of the projects, because this is the beauty when they are getting funding. Yes, sometimes it's a larger or smaller amount.
Yeah,
it helps them to move quicker to the market.
Absolutely.
And after a few months or a year or a couple of years, if we can see that this idea works and we can actually see and use it on daily basis, this is what it's for. And then I know that this is what I'm doing is very valuable. So one of the example is a lady that we have been working on a platform to match the skin tone with the dancewear outfit.
This is right up my street. This is everything to me, and I hear stuff like that. Beautiful.
It was great, really great. Specifically, it's more about diversity, equality.
Absolutely, I love this.
And especially that when we talk about ballet, everything was in pink. So not every single ladies girl felt comfortable. And this is why it may force later on different thinking.
Absolutely. And or even wanting to stop people from doing ballet, you know, or doing stuff because, you know, that's beautiful. I love hearing that. So that's one example. So how would you help with that kind of scenario or project?
So we prepared the application. So first of all, we needed to exactly understand what they want to achieve. And translate this into the application. So this is what the assessors would like to see. Because application is assessed anonymously. And we will have assessors both from the university research organizations and also from businesses. So it's very mixed opinion. And our project needs to be from one side quite technically difficult. Just to show that actually we are doing something quite difficult. This is research involved into it. And also from another side, business people needs to understand this. So it needs to be in the very approachable way.
Of course.
Explained.
So you helped with that. That's a beautiful example. That so for somebody to listen at. So there's no real like nothing is, you know, nothing can be not approached. Like you can have anything, any kind of business, or is there some things that are like?
So it won't be any kind of business. Firstly, it needs to be all about innovation. So this is the clue thing. Yes, innovation is something what doesn't exist on the market or exists, but we would like to improve. And this is our role actually to explain how our project is innovative, how we can do this. We can compare what's already existing on the market with this, what we are doing.
I love this. So gosh, it's so informative.
So
so that, I mean, that's amazing. What are some of the most powerful transformations I bet that you've seen now after women have secured funding? I mean, and this can be in business, you know, academic, social influence, like, you know, what are some of the things that you've seen?
I think the biggest change is more about believing. So when a lady received funding, then actually almost like, yes, we know that we are doing the right thing. So they want more. They are doing more. I can see that they are having different initiatives even. Yes,
absolutely.
Another project that I have been supporting, it was about creating AI agents for the clinics, healthcare clinics, to help with administration.
Oh, wow.
So this helps clinicians save about 10 hours per week. It's quite a lot. So talking about different examples, from one side we talk about technology, from another side we can also talk about services. Yes, where ladies, they were creating different type of programs. Yes, programs, coaching programs for different type of groups. Yes, so each project is very individual. This is why when I'm working with potential clients, where someone is coming to me, I'm offering complimentary success call. I call this grant funding success call. Just to do this first due diligence, just to see whether this is grant funded projects, or maybe grant funded projects, or maybe not. If not, what can we do? And I have companies coming back to me after a year or sometimes 2 years time saying, right now we are ready.
Because and this is the thing, isn't it? It might not be the right time now, but at least having that little complimentary conversation, then you can kind of let them know what they need, not the right time right now, or what they need to go away and do, and then can come back. That's really lovely. Now, why do you think women are still so underrepresented in grant funding conversations, do you think? Even though, despite it being at the very forefront of, you know, creative technology and social change, why do you think there's still that underrepresentation?
I think from one side there are lots of industry that they are male focused and male driven. You know, like engineering, or space or manufacturing. There are lots of industries that is almost like thinking about engineering, you see men. So this is why going through this journey by a woman, and actually being strong, strong, I would say, mentally, to go through different obstacles,
of course,
and at the end just win, because I think we can achieve everything,
whatever
is in our head.
We can. I mean, Monika is just this ooze, like I can feel it sitting with you. You're just that ooze of like empowering others, which is so important, and that's so lovely that you just want to see people succeed and win and do well.
We create our things twice. So first we are creating in our minds, and then we are creating in physical world, that we can see it. So this is why, first of all, let's have a clear picture in our minds.
The vision. Yeah, we need the vision, right? Not that blurred vision.
No,
we need it quite clear.
Yes, but then what is important? We need to take the action. Yes, because if we just have a vision, it would be our dream. Yes, but we need action to make this dream happen.
Yes, absolutely. Now, you've worked across many different, you know, types, like health tech, maritime, like, you know, all of these things. Where are you seeing women truly innovating, do you think, in spaces, even if it's happening maybe under the radar? So if you can show us some examples of like where you're seeing these women in these other spaces now?
Because from one side, I'm working with ladies to prepare applications. From another side, I was involved also in this women innovation competitions. From one side, it is Innovate UK. From another side, there is also an opportunity for women, which is currently open through EU funding.
EU funding?
Yes, EU funding. The competition is called Women Tech EU.
Women Tech EU, okay.
Yes, so this is something for deep tech innovation. So each competition would be very, very clear what type of technology or innovation they would like to see.
Ah, okay.
Yes, so this is why, first of all, read the guidance.
Yes. Where can women find this? Where can women find more information about this?
So the information is spread. This is why, to make it a little bit easier, on our LinkedIn profile, Innovaction Global, every Thursdays we are showing opportunities, competitions, just to keep this up to date, to see actually what's going on, and there are different type of competitions.
So we all need to be following Innovaction Global.
Please.
That is the one thing. Everybody make sure you are following, please. Now, can you maybe I mean, you've given some examples to us, but you've said that applying for a grant is more than filling in forms.
Yes.
Yeah. It's about stepping into an opportunity. Do you think that as women, we need to be in the right mindset to step into this kind of like shift in that we're going to apply for a grant? We need to have that mindset shift before kind of doing this step.
Oh yes, definitely. I think as a women, we need to be prepared for everything.
Yeah.
Yes? When we are applying, women and also anyone who's actually applying also for funding, because when we get funding, automatically we are responsible to deliver this project. Yes, and especially as women having different jobs, yes, at home, one of them.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
And then
is there a grant for that?
I'm afraid not.
Like, can we find a grant for the motherhood? Yeah.
Not that I'm aware of.
I'm going to do some research and development on that. Yeah, but you know, it's true that as mothers and women, we're balancing so much, aren't we?
Yes,
so we can just have that support and that.
This is why having the right mindset before applying and actually being prepared for this, that actually, yes, we got this grant and right now we need to keep the balance. However, there are wonderful women, and also Innovate UK as an organization is very understandable.
Yes.
Yes, so they are aware that we had, for example, examples of women that they were delivering the projects, and in the meantime, they just gave a birth. Yes.
Oh.
And I was meeting them with a small baby.
Yeah, they're like, meanwhile, I've been, gone and had a baby. As we do, as women.
Yes.
So can you give me a little, just to understand, because, just for understanding, if someone was to come to you, so you've mentioned that you give a complimentary conversation, but just a little step-by-step of like being involved with Innovaction Global, what would that kind of look like for somebody? So if somebody's listening today and says, you know what, I'm ready for this, I would like to make that bold step, that leap, I want to reach out to Monika and the team, but what does it look like to come to you? What do you then offer?
So first of all, after our conversation, we will need to agree what stage we are in terms of the innovation, whether there is an opportunity, and if there is an opportunity, from one side, I can help on individual basis, where we'll be preparing application from the beginning. By the end, we will go through the process, and based on information provided, I will prepare the application that assessors hopefully would like. Yes, because I'm afraid this is the competition. So also I cannot guarantee that, yes, your project will win. And this is why I want to have this a complimentary session just to help to build the awareness. I keep repeating this word awareness, but this is really
important.
The key.
It's really important.
To make an informative decision, whether this is for me, maybe not now, maybe later on, or yes, this is for now. From another side, I'm also providing different type of courses and programs. One of them currently that we are starting in July.
Yeah, you touched on that one. Tell us a little bit more. So this is the online.
Yes.
Yeah. So people, they can join online, and you are doing what on this course? You're giving them a lot of information as well.
Yes, this is 5-week course that I split into 5 modules. We are going through our know-how process that is called FOCUS, which stands for Foundation, Opportunity, Compliance, Uniqueness, and Submission.
I love that.
So we are going through the whole process of Innovate UK. So what it is about, what prepare ourselves, how prepare ourselves, what information will be required when preparing application.
Yeah.
So having all this information in place even before the competition is announced, because grants are not all the time.
No, of course.
So this is why we need to be prepared. We need to know exactly what we are planning to do within next half year, 1 year, 2 years, and then when the opportunity comes, be ready for it.
And if a grant gets knocked back, let's say, so they don't get it, you can apply again in a certain amount of time?
Correct. You can apply with the same project twice.
Right, okay. And let's talk the real talk that maybe people will be panicking and listening to and worrying and going, I'm applying for a grant funding. What is this going to cost? So is there different, to join the course, to have a, your complimentary conversation, but is there a big expense behind this?
So for when I'm working on individual basis, it would be fee before, so for the preparation, and then it will be success fee when actually we get grants and the bank account. Because I'm providing not only piece of paper when we provide actually the information, but actually I'm giving know-how.
Yes,
because having 15 years experience,
you're giving all the knowledge, right?
Yes, and I had companies in the past that we prepared the application, and later on they walk away. We won, let's say, and they decided, let us do this on ourselves. And I was really very happy because they repeated the process. They repeated everything by themselves, and they keep winning. So this is what I want, is because we have only 24 hours per day. So
that's really interesting to hear that, because you are, we're talking a lot about this, Monika, these words, the gate openers and the gatekeepers. And you are definitely a gate opener. Like, you are just wanting to share the knowledge.
Yes.
You're wanting to, give women success, give them, so the opportunity, I think, and it's lovely that you're not actually saying, well, once you're with me and I show you the how and the how to do it, then go and fly.
Yes.
I'll help the next person. Like,
exactly.
That's really lovely to hear, actually.
And this is why bootcamp is to help even more people.
Absolutely.
There are some talents, and women that they know how to write. They know exactly what they want to achieve. However, they need a little bit direction.
Because I was going to say about the grant, because you do a grant writing focus boot camp, right?
Yes.
And I suppose that's building technical skills and confidence as well for these women, right?
Yes, more about understanding and making an informative decision, and knowing exactly how the process looks like. Because, for example, when we are applying for Innovate UK grants, and let's say we have the competition announced right now, it means that it's more likely you can start your projects within the next 6 months. So if you need funding right now for tomorrow, forget
it. You're not getting it tomorrow. Right. It is a process. There's a bit of patience in this.
It is. But knowing this knowledge, then you can prepare what is next, you're planning for next years, for example.
Yeah. And what's one thing that you wish every woman knew before starting a grant application, and one thing that they should absolutely stop worrying about?
What you should know is there are always open doors. Yes. So even if someone lock one door, find another one. Yes.
Absolutely. We're knocking down them doors, Monika. Yeah, it's so true.
So I think not being afraid also what is unknown.
That's very true.
Yes, because this risk, what we were discussing at the beginning. Yes, for me, something may completely not be risky. Yes, I will jump from the plane.
I know.
Of the plane.
Yeah, you took that risk. Yeah.
But from another person, it can be like a huge leap.
Yeah.
Yes, so we can't compare, and this is why we need to be very open to any ideas and not reject ourselves.
Yeah.
Yes, just look at yourself and saying, I have something valuable. Let me share this with the world.
Absolutely. We need to be more pleasant to ourselves and kind to ourselves, don't we? Now, if someone is listening on the podcast and has a bold idea, but feels very uncertain about whether they're ready for funding, what would you say to her?
Let's talk to me.
Come and get in contact with Monika. Yeah, absolutely. Great.
Yes, please, I'm more than happy to have a conversation and to see what stage it is, because there are sometimes brilliant ideas, but they are, for example, too late for funding, or they are too early.
That's so true.
Yes, so this is why having this understanding what it is about a bit more in details, we can see what we can do. It's because, like I mentioned, grants are not for everyone and not for everything.
Yeah, that's so true. So, and Innovaction Global has been running 4 years.
Yes.
4 years.
Yes.
Where do you visualize it going?
Globally. Let's smash it.
Globally, absolutely. You want to help women everywhere, absolutely everywhere. No place off limits.
Yes, because currently I have been helping one lady to win European funding.
Look at
yes,
that.
yes.
Yes.
So there is this opportunity, Women Tech EU.
Yes.
Where women from across the whole Europe can apply. So actually, I think they had about 2,000 applications, wow. And only 40 women were awarded.
Out 2,000.
Yes, yes. And our projects won.
Smashed it. Yes, they did. Of course, they did. I mean, that's a lot of. That's a lot of knowledge that Innovaction Global needs to know, right? Globally, because things are different across the globe. I'm assuming as well in grant areas. You need to know different things in different areas sometimes.
So actually, the knowledge is transferable. Because I started in Poland, yes, and mostly I was preparing EU funding projects. Yeah. And then suddenly I came here. I needed a little bit time to understand organizations, how it looks like. Yes, because this is different. But in terms of what is required, would be very similar.
Well, so you're proof it can happen. Yeah. Okay, amazing. Now, also, what the boot camp, which I'm really interested, because I think a lot of women should take this up. About the boot camp itself and your work, when you're working with them, do you connect with them directly in the boot camp? Like, is this an all online, or do you meet with women as well, or how does it?
So a boot camp is open for everyone. However, I must say currently we have more women that signed up.
Okay, yeah, good.
Yes, it's good. I'm very happy with it. So it's 5-week program where we will have the training sessions, and training sessions would be released on 8th of July. Okay. So you can watch this at your convenience, wherever you want.
That's great.
Because I'm also aware that as we will be within the course, something or some competition may appear. This is why you would like to have a little bit quicker the information rather than waiting by week number 5. Yeah. From another side, every week I will be also holding the coaching sessions, live sessions, to follow up each module. Yes, because each week we will be discussing one letter. So F, foundation, later opportunity, compliance, uniqueness, and submission. Yeah. And following live sessions, this will give women actually and attendees opportunity to ask the questions. Okay. Or if something wasn't clear enough, I can add additional value into it. Yeah, yeah. Apart from it, I'm actually sharing all my templates, everything to help to be prepared.
How incredible are you, Monika? You're just pouring so much into others, aren't you? I love that you're doing this. I love it. Now, what does the funding her future, I want to know what it means to you, like personally. If you was to put that in one sentence, I'm going to ask you about funding your future and your Innovaction Global. Put it in one sentence, what they mean to you.
It means becoming true you.
Becoming the true you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is what is inside us. Yes, we would like actually deliver. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And be ourselves.
And what else is happening for you at the moment, Monika? What else is going on for Monika with Innovaction Global at the moment?
So through Innovaction Global, I'm also monitoring the projects. Yes. This is why I'm involved in different, for example, Women Innovation competition.
Yes.
When I had the privilege to deliver the session for women to explain a bit more what monitoring officer role is. And this is what I'm doing for Innovate UK. Yes. So which means I'm monitoring successful grant applications. So when someone got funding, I'm checking whether everything is according to the plan, according to the budget, and what was written in the application is actually in real world.
That's interesting.
It's really very, very good insight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course.
And seeing after 12 months what I could read, and suddenly in real world, it's amazing. This is the real power that we women actually show.
I mean, Monika, you just ooze empowerment. Like, I don't know how you fit all this in one day, though. I'm listening to you and I'm like, Monika, that you are doing so much. How do you get the balance? Like, what does Monika do for herself to kind of relax? And
I think I'm traveling quite a lot, and this is my way how I'm actually escaping.
I love that.
Because for me, it's not necessary that my body is tired, but my head,
your brain, the mind,
So this is why when I'm going somewhere else, when I'm visiting different places across the world, this is for me the break.
Have you had a favorite place that you've visited?
Favorite place?
Or have you got a couple?
I think a few even.
Yeah, she sounds like she's got a few. Yeah.
Probably what's stuck in my mind is Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. Oh, very nice.
It's beautiful when you have the forest, ocean, and beautiful nature.
Yes,
this is amazing.
Well, you are like, honestly, I've learned so much myself about all of this, because a lot of this, I don't think, there'll be a lot of women or anyone watching that's not knowledgeable of this, that doesn't have an understanding about grant funding, doesn't even know. And now knowing that we've got Innovaction Global, that we can, and we've got Monika, the people that can tap in and reach out to you and really connect with you, which I think is wonderful. Now, we are live, Monika, as you know, so we have a live audience. So we are going to double check, because they do ask questions. Do we have any questions for wonderful Monika, please?
I've written some down, some that came through as well. And the first one was about AI in the application process. Can you use it?
Oh, this is very good question.
That's a good question.
Yes. So actually, last year in September, Innovate UK released the policy about using AI, generative AI, in the grant applications. And what they are saying, first of all, we can use AI when we are disabled, or when we would like to shorten our answers. Yes, not necessary that we give the system to write down the applications completely. This is not what they want.
Ooh.
Yes, so still this human factor.
Right.
Based also on my experience, when I'm reading different type of applications, and companies are coming to me with written text by AI, automatically I don't have any feelings to it. Yes, because I can tell it was written by the machine, by ChatGPT, let's say.
Yeah.
From another side, we need to be very, very conscious about using AI in the grant writing, because what actually is not told very often, that when we put something into AI, automatically is in the public domain.
Yes.
Would you like to share your innovation with anyone else? Then your innovation is not innovation anymore. Yes,
that's so true.
So this is why be very careful what you are putting into it, what type of information you will get, and not share everything. Yes, because Innovate UK also checking how much of the application was written by AI. Yes, so if you are looking for the information, if you need some information on market or maybe on competitors, perfectly fine. Use AI, but not completely put into the system and copy paste from ChatGPT into the application.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that's really valuable advice as well, because I think we're all still learning about the AI, aren't we? And how to use it, how not to use it, positives, negatives. So great question.
So I have one personally for you. I believe that you have helped a plethora of women. Do you think that you will at some point offer a matchmaking service where you match up either female entrepreneurs with one another, or with, what you are doing is actually, guiding them and signposting them to different opportunities, but it may be something that you may take in-house where you're allowing women to collaborate and create together, because some of their ideas may be similar, and maybe, I don't know if that's something you may offer.
This comes naturally. I would say, because when I'm running different type of workshops, courses, and also the bootcamp, one of the element is we will be creating the group. Yes, so this is why I want people collaborate, and I want to exchange even actually applying for collaborative funding. Yes, because this is also an opportunity, and it happens. It really happens. So this is why I would say probably not as a service. I would say this added value through the services that I'm providing. Yes, because I'm very much networking person. If I speak with someone, I can see already someone else who I can link with.
So
it's natural.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Last one.
One more.
So do you feel as though the investments that the female entrepreneurs get, there's opportunities that sometimes you feel like strongly that a female entrepreneur should have had it and they didn't get it, and you've been emotionally invested? Have you, that's the first part of the question, have you ever felt like, this person should have got it and they didn't? And secondly, have you ever felt the what's the word, the passion to maybe invest in somebody yourself because you think that the idea is just amazing? Has that ever occurred?
It's a great question.
Great question.
So in terms of innovation and passion, this is one part. Another part is that we need to fit into what funding body would be looking for within the application. Yes, and from another side, there is only actually 2% of women that is that receiving a private investment
2%.
globally. Yes, globally. In terms of Innovate UK, this is they have a very specific competition, this Women Innovation, so it's held the same. Europe has opportunities specifically for women because they can see and they want to give this this opportunity to female entrepreneurs.
Wow. Good, great question. And you are on F the News, as you know, Monika, and we always ask our guests, what is your favorite F word?
My favorite F word?
Something that begins with F.
I think female.
Female! Yes! That's a brilliant F word. We love that, Monika. Monika, you have been an absolute pleasure. We have been taken on a journey with you. I think our minds are full of knowledge. You have shared so much with us today, and we can't thank you enough. We hope that everybody kind of, that's out there listening reaches out to you, gets involved, gets the support as well that they need. And it's been a pleasure talking with you, Monika. Thank you so much for your incredible guest. Thank you, Monika. We are going to take a quick break, but I will be back as we have a second guest joining us on the sofa today. So please stay with us. And welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Our second guest joining me on the sofa is a true force of the intersection of art, technology, and innovation. Elena Dimopoulou is a pioneering new media artist from Greece, working across gaming, cinema, virtual production, and immersive digital arts. With over a decade of experience, she brings a deeply creative and multidisciplinary approach to every project, merging code, visuals, and interaction to craft powerful, immersive experiences. Elena holds both a BA and a Master's of Arts in Digital Arts from the prestigious Athens School of Fine Arts, and her work spans mediums like touch designer, VR, and real-time engines. She was a finalist in the Epic Games Bootcamp Animation Scholarship and now proudly serves as Greece's first female authorized instructor, breaking ground for women in tech and gaming. As an ambassador for women in games and a mentor with Women on Top, Elena is deeply committed to representation, mentorship, and building inclusive, creative communities. She's in the right place here. She also played a key role in Epic Women's Creators Program, where she collaborated with a global team to design games with spotlight female talent in the industry. Get ready for a conversation about art, innovation, mentorship, and the future of interactive storytelling and gaming with one of the most exciting voices in new media today. Please welcome Elena Dimopoulou. I think I'm saying it right, but she's going to correct me if I don't. Come on in!
Oh, thank
Yay!
you.
Hello!
Thank you.
I hope I'm saying it correct there. Like, you have to tell me the exact pronunciation.
Yeah, it's Dimopoulou.
Dimopoulou.
Yeah, it's difficult.
All right, get comfortable because we're on the sofa, so we can chill out. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
You've joined us from Greece, right?
Yes,
You've travelled from Greece to join us on the podcast.
Of
we
course.
are honoured and delighted to have you. It's a pleasure to meet you. So let's hear all about you. You've done so much. Like, I'm really excited to hear about, you know, the journey you've been on as well. And women in gaming, like, this is like something going to be brand new for me. So you've worked across so many different types of mediums, from gaming, virtual production, immersive installation. What do you think first drew you to this kind of media art world?
I will answer exactly now.
Yeah.
So first I started as a painter in traditional sculpturing, printmaking in Athens School of Fine Arts. I can start from most back.
Yeah, go take us way back.
Okay, way back. All started when I was born.
When you were born.
No, I'm kidding. I won't say the whole story, but I will say
when you were young.
Story. I was a professional swimmer at first before I go into arts. I was very disciplined and having like in the national team. I was waking up at 6 o'clock, going into practice swimming before school.
Really?
Yeah. And
is this what online streaming? Like, what is this? Like...
Yeah. I was when I was young.
Okay.
It was I was. I think that was not so many social media and you know, these channels more so famous to, you know, capture it. But I have some swimming from
platforms.
Races. Yeah.
Okay.
But it was very young when I was like.
So you were doing that all before school, so you had this kind of passion, and then so what led you to go like continue? Did you went on to college and stuff like that, right? When
I was in the swimming, I didn't have time to study or going to school. Also, I was a bit distracted sometimes. They all call me like, oh, this is the art usual distraction, so it's okay. And I was drawing in school because I couldn't follow up. I wasn't going into all the classes. Sometimes I was sleepy and I was tired, so I liked drawing and painting. So I was full in the art. And I had this passion. And I didn't realize until I get 20 when I had to take the opportunity to go into a college. So I was very confused with the whole system, what I do in my life. Everyone was pressing on me, what are you going to do?
The pressure of what you're going to do.
Yeah, from the system. My mother, thank you, Mom, I love you. She supported me. And she was like, you can't stay like this. You either have to find a job or go to university. So by accident, we realized that in Greece, there is this Athens School of Fine Arts that you can go inside.
I love that.
And you can study only arts.
And
I was like, wow.
The arts is so important. Like we talk about it a lot here. But so you discovered that. You got a place there. And you began your journey of, you know, studying. You got BA, like on his masters. Absolutely incredible. Congratulations.
Thank you. I started with fine arts, printmaking, sculpturing, and then I found VR, virtual reality, which is more like an immersive space for inclusion and you know, kind of putting people inside your shoes, like giving the opportunity to the audience to see the artwork inside, like wear the headset and wander inside.
I've done those VR experiences. They are so much fun. They are so tell us, so that transition from the fine art, the drawing, you then enter this virtual reality kind of world. How did that happen? Like, was that through college that happened?
Yeah, exactly. It was through college. And I remember it exactly. I always thought sometimes that happens like random or by accident, but I think afterwards that some things or events in the life, it's not by mistake. So it was like it was for good. I was like randomly going into all the labs in the school because the Athens School of Fine Arts is a very big university. We have like classes in the morning, in the afternoon, and it's like 5 years of graduating.
Oh, wow.
You have 5 years. 5 years, until graduation. So I was like going everywhere, like in the sculpting, in printmaking, graphic design, and I was very difficult with the professors there because I was coming from like very pressured years for my life when I was a swimmer, and they were very disciplined, and I had to wake up, and when I went into university, I was like, wow, there is this open space that I can wake up what time I want. I don't have to go to training.
Well, you have to become so different, so responsible, right, for yourself. No one's there giving you the exact, you know, time. These are when your classes are. You are responsible for being there and turning up with your lecturers and professors. So so then you got your master's and your BA and you left and you went out into the big wide world, right?
Yes.
And what happened there? What did you do first?
I went on the big out world before, while I was inside the college.
Okay.
Because we had the big economic crisis in Greece, so my parents were like, "You have to take a job."
Yes.
So I had to work while I was in college, and I started because before working, I was volunteering in a lot of organizations with special needs.
Beautiful.
Yeah, because when I was in swimming, you know how competitive things go in friendships, and you know teenage years were difficult.
Oh, so when you were young, sorry, you were in swimming competitions?
Yes.
Big swimming competitions.
Yeah, national.
Okay, I was thinking streaming. Like what? So swimming. So that was a serious discipline, then, wasn't it? Yeah. So so then now you've got a job.
Yeah.
You're working, and then you kind of graduate and then you move over into all of this different form of arts of where you are now. So how and you're a very big advocate for like women in gaming and stuff, right? So tell us a little bit about that, because I think it's so interesting to hear that the women behind, in the gaming scene, because we automatically think, don't we, like gaming, boys,
exactly,
the men, but tell us why is that so important and how you got into that.
Yeah, it's important because I came from Greece, where the industry is not so big like in London and USA and other countries. So I had to network myself and be inside the LinkedIn online platforms. I started going boot camps. I was after my first degree, I did the second in the master in digital arts, and somewhere there I discovered on the online bootcamp. So I did the bootcamp, and then I just started working with Epic Games, with Unreal Engine. I met many great people and great women, and I saw like that, wow, women do that. I was like, wow, I can be one of them. And just like when I didn't understand and realized, I became one of them. And then all these volunteer organizations and all this wanted that I had from a young age to help or volunteer, find me again. Like I became the woman that I wanted to be in this industry. And then I had the volunteering part shouting to me. So then I go to the volunteer organization, and they asked me if I want to be an ambassador, if I want to help or promote.
Look at that.
And all of that started from a Women Creators Program. It was in Epic Games. When I was art director.
And because you've described yourself before, I've noticed, as like new media artist. Like what does that term mean to you personally? Because I mean, and do you see it evolving even more over the years? Like why do you call yourself a new media artist?
I don't call it.
Well, like, or do you see yourself as the new media artist? Like, because that's what you're in now, aren't you? You're in this new media artist world. What is that to people? How would you describe that to people?
I have wear that role because we have to have roles and represent ourselves, because I have many roles. Like I'm also educator, lecturer.
Yes, you have so many roles.
I'm confused too sometimes. It's like this multitasking, going from this.
She's a serious multitasker, aren't you? Most definitely.
This is. I confuse myself.
She doesn't stay in one lane. She multitasks. But you've been involved in the gaming world through Epic Games, right? Now, Epic Games is huge. And virtual production. How do you see gaming? Like, do you find it a powerful space? Being in gaming.
Yes.
Yeah, and what is it that makes it so powerful for you?
For me personally, it started as an experience. I mean, an immersive experience. I realized that, of course, when I was young, I was fully gamer. When my dad bought the PlayStation, which I love you, Dad, he bought it so that he can play Formula 1.
Oh, yes.
He bought the Formula 1 when he was playing, and my parents bought some, good games for us, like Athens Olympic Games, swimming in PlayStation, this kind of game. Then I realized the other games, and I was a gamer from this going into the gaming experience and Nintendo.
Would you play as a family? Like, would your dad and mum get involved in gaming? Or really? So you would all play the games? That's interesting.
Yeah, and it's I have some sweet memories of the Nintendo and Mario and all this generation. Yes.
Now, how important is it for you to have more women in gaming in this industry? Because is there still quite a lack of women in the industry? How important is it to have women like you in the industry?
It's very important and crucial because there are many reports and surveys that are very in public that says that unfortunately women are not so in senior positions.
Yeah.
So that don't encourage other women to go into these industries and having this role
for them. Yeah, of course.
So it's a big need of women mentoring, ambassadoring, or being in the spotlight and speak like I did it, and advise how they did it, so that other women can see and encourage and go into this traveling to this space and
of course
get themselves into, because it's very difficult. But
you're giving them the encouragement, aren't you? You're showing them that a woman can be in this industry, which I think is really, really important. Can you share a project with us that maybe you use, like, is it Touch Designer? Is that or VR, to tell maybe a story or something that you've been a part of? Like, can you share something with us about one of the things that you've been a part of?
Of course, that was for my personal work.
Yeah, for your personal work. Yeah.
Or not a project like with companies.
I think both. Like, so something that maybe was personal, and then something with a company maybe.
Yes, the first project and more serious in my life was when it was my degree thesis in university, that I had to find when we do a degree we have to do a big exhibition and have a big space, and curators coming by, and it's a big wide art room exhibition. So I had to we have to do something like the big art of our lives. After 5-6 years of graduation, I realized that I was drawing painting, and all the professors were like, what are you doing? What is this? Can you talk about that? Why that you can't? And then I just did this bold and crazy thing. I just filled up a room huge with canvas and painting. And it was like 3 meters with 5, and it was all paintings by me, all of them. Like I was doing a technique.
Or you put them all on together?
Yeah. I have many help. Many friends of mine came here to help. I also rent a Clark. And fun fact, the first machine that I drive before I get the driving lesson was a Clark.
Really? No way.
Yeah. So I learned how to drive a Clark first. And go in the elevator.
Going up, putting all your paintings.
Yeah. And when I did the Clark and I took the license that I have to drive it, I was in the art school, and we had 1 week before so that we can restore to fix the exhibition and put all the arts together. And I was driving with my Clark inside the exhibition space, and there was like a professional like, oh my God, these women now drive also in Clarks. What? And I was like, hello.
You're changing the game.
Yeah.
You're changing the game from early. So you had this creative mind already, right? Like you knew what you wanted to do something different. Did you, when you done that whole exhibition, did you get very good feedback from that?
Yes, and it was the first virtual reality artwork combined with art in the Athens School of Fine Art.
It was the first one.
Yeah. We were it was a lab that was kind of hidden, that they used the virtual reality and new technologies, that then was like hidden. No one cared about them. And in Greece, we're very traditional, and
they like their art, their
marbles, and we paint on. And we had these labs, and I was there once, and one teacher showed me how you can do art with virtual reality and headset. And I put all my paintings inside this virtual reality headset. So I used the game engine, and I developed a game application, video game that was not like the usual video games. You wear the headset, and you could wander inside like my brain.
So it's like you're stepping into Elena's art world.
Yeah, exactly. You could see you could go inside, see the installation,
go and see all of the you devised, you created that game.
Yes.
Look at that. Look at the incredible woman we have sitting next to me. Now, what are some of the most exciting possibilities you think are coming right now for art and the virtual experience? Is there more exciting things that are going to happen in that world?
Yeah, both
been
exciting
developing.
and not excitement. Yeah,
Oh gosh.
yeah, the world is changing so much with technology.
So
And all
much is
this.
changing.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
What's some of the good things that are changing, do you think?
I think that virtual reality and all these virtual experiences have helped a lot with the inclusivity.
Absolutely, inclusivity,
Yes,
100%. It really has,
yes,
hasn't it? Yeah. I mean, I recently went to an exhibition, and I took my son, and part of the exhibition, you got to a certain part and you then put the virtual reality headset on, and it took you to it was, the whole Egypt, and you're learning all about
yes, yes,
Tutankhamun. It was so incredible. That we might not have been able to do that so many years ago to
yes.
get that experience. So now you're the first Greek woman,
Yeah, the first.
to become a female authorized instructor.
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
that's
yeah.
huge, right?
Yes.
But what was that journey like for you? Yeah, give her a clap.
Thank you.
What was that journey like for you? And what does, being, a female authorized instructor, I mean, tell us what it is. What does it mean?
Yeah, it was fully stressed. It was one of the
Fully stressed.
Yeah, it was one of the most difficult years of my life. Yeah, to long story short, to explain what it is, and it's an Unreal authorized instructor. Unreal Engine, it's an engine powered by Epic Games. So it's like the engine that you can work and build games, virtual reality experience, immersive world, trainings, simulations, everything can make, virtual production, everything. So it was like a badge, like an educational badge that you had to pass an exam. First, before you get qualified, they had to search your CV if you have teaching experience, if you are a lecturer, if you ever have worked in 3D spaces. So you get by from that.
Right.
Then I get some test, so I had to just swallow the whole engine. Yeah, and read and learn everything.
Learn so much.
And
But
pass
you
a
did
test.
it.
Yeah.
No, and that's important. Is that now you can instruct others, you can mentor others?
Yes.
And that's important to you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very important. Yeah, because I like mentoring and.
So talk to us through the mentoring at the moment. What are you offering with your mentoring for any? Is it women that are coming into the gaming industry and the virtual industry? Is that what you're helping?
Yes.
And how do you help them with that?
I organize them. In the first place, they are all afraid.
Of course.
Yeah. They're just like, can I step into this industry? Is the industry destroying it? We have layoffs or anything. Yeah.
But because you're an ambassador for women in games, aren't you?
Yeah.
And then being a mentor at women on top. Yeah.
Yes.
This is all right there. So when women come to you, are you helping them with how to navigate and get into the industry? Is that what you're helping them to do and mentor them? Are more women now entering the industry?
Yes. And I see them stepping more bold and like, I will do it.
I love
that. And the community is huge. Also, the community saved me and it inspired me to create a community in Greece, because in Greece we don't not so affiliated with the community and all this, because we are, in our heads, like we have a very curious system after the educational, and then we have to go into the market, the real world. So we're not kind of learned by the school to be so in a community space and collaborate. So I brought that to Greece, and
so you're really putting Greece on the map for this kind of, women in gaming.
Yes.
I love that.
And also, my game was the first that showcased in Seattle in Unreal Fest.
The first game?
Yes.
Really?
It was Greek, the first Greek game.
What was it? Tell us about the game.
It was a game about a woman that she was trying to. It was a story about the Antikythera mechanism, that is a real mechanism in the ancient years. It was like the first computer, the ancient first computer. It helped the sailors to navigate in the sea. They were seeing the stars, and they can reposition themselves with this inside the sea, and they can find the route. Yeah. So I made that with my partner, boyfriend. We made that also in an exhibition. We digitalized that.
Look at that.
Digitalized. So I'm inspired for my game. So the game was like a woman that she was trying to find this ancient Antikythera mechanism. So she was diving, she was finding, she had to find her team. The game was inspired by mental health issues, because she didn't remember who she is. So in the whole game it was like a poetry. she had some blinks and blackouts, so she had to find it.
Oh wow!
It was more.
So you're really bringing some personal things and things that women can relate to as well in these games, aren't you? Like that's really, really encouraging to hear. So in the Woman Creators Program, that's with Epic Games, right? What kind of projects came out of that collaboration for you, and what was that experience like? What projects came out of that collaboration?
It was also very difficult, but very, very nice, and it gave me a lot of things in the end. It was difficult because we were like from 100 countries. So imagine 130, like
103 countries,
different time zones.
No way.
Yeah, and it was all women from Africa, Pakistan, Turkey, Greece. It was like many, many, many countries. And it was like so difficult to communicate and because they split us in teams. I was the art director in my team, and we had to build a game in 5 weeks. Yeah.
With women across the world.
Yes.
In teams.
Yeah, who did it?
Look at that, and you did it.
Yeah, we were we were in love, we had hugging.
Fighting, loving.
Yeah. we had, it was great because.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this experience helped me a lot in the journey of becoming.
And what is there a project like? Is there something that you remember? Like, so whatever you created, what did that go on and do? Was it a game that you created, or is it it got released as a game, or is it just part of, what game was that?
It was released in the Fortnite. It was a small game that was 5 women that was represented for all the girls in the team that was in different countries, and we put our cultural references inside the game. It was like a small thing from Turkey, another from Asia, another from Greece. So it was this friendship that was the story that some gods got jealous from this friendship. So they tried to separate the girls. So the mission in the game was to save each other.
And this is in Fortnite?
Yes.
I mean, Fortnite.
Yeah, I can send it to you to play.
No, I mean, my children, my son will be playing. So, I mean, let's talk about Fortnite. Yeah. Fortnite has taken over
everything.
The world.
Yeah.
Right? What can you give me a little bit of insight about Fortnite? Like, what? Because a lot of children or adults, young and old, they're very, very addicted to this Fortnite game, aren't they? Yeah, and it keeps on evolving. Is that what Fortnite does? It keeps on evolving, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Tell me about. So you've had a part to play in that. Like that's huge. Like my son will be well impressed.
Yeah,
like he'll be well happy. But tell us a little bit about like Fortnite. Yeah, because it means so much to some people, don't they? They love it. It's giving them this power to create and build and navigate different worlds and stuff, right? Is that what it means?
Yeah, it's a huge ecosystem. You can do a lot of things. For example, now I'm collaborating with Epic Games and the Epic Education community, and we are building lesson plans inside Fortnite.
So lesson plans?
Yeah, so you can be a teacher, for example, and you want to make your lessons less boring for kids, and you can use Fortnite Creative to build a lesson plan inside. So,
these
imagine
teachers are gonna be no way, really?
Yeah. So imagine how excited is this for the kids.
Well, I mean, I think it's good that we're thinking of new, innovative ways. It's and if it's involving education as well, that can only be a positive. Because I think the children, especially of this generation, they are gamers.
Yes.
I mean, there are children that are gaming in big competitions and making lots of money, aren't there? That's happening now. So do you feel that this will help by having kind of this education within these games as well? It can help young people and anybody.
It's all things need balance, because if you play a lot of time and only play and just you're in the net, you will your eyes, you will get.
Yeah, can you say that again? Like, we need to know. Kids, do not be on there for so many hours and hours and hours, right? But it's addictive, that gaming world,
yes,
isn't it?
It is,
virtual
you have to socialize, get out, play some ball, volleyball, to meet real persons.
This is a woman in gaming, and she's telling you to get out and socialize. I love it. Now, what do you love most about mentoring, do you think? What do you love about doing that?
I love the fact that I didn't have mentoring, and now I can give back to the people that no one told them some things about it. So I wish someone told me. So I'm like, take the knowledge. I did that. I network with this way. I go to this way. I did that, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of funny sometimes because it's like you see yourself in the other people.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's very nice, and it's I got chills now because because
it means so much to you, doesn't
yes,
it? To mentor,
yes.
And we need more mentors, I think, to help
Yes.
others. People, like you said, you didn't have it,
Yes.
so now you can show people what you did, what worked, what didn't work.
Indeed.
Things to avoid and things like that. Now, is there a future project, or creative dream that maybe you're excited about bringing to life?
Yeah, I'm also launching now. I have a company by my own in Greece.
Yes,
so
tell me about the company. What's it called?
Yeah, and it's not launching yet.
Oh, it's not okay.
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm trying to. We do some lessons right now. It's a training center, so we help people in Greece, and they do lessons in Unreal Engine and 3D.
Yes.
We're also right now we're 2 people, but we are expanding.
Lovely.
And yes, and we are going to do a very special thing with women in games.
Ooh.
Yeah, from Greece. So yeah, the thing is like it's going to be involved with board games and bringing the physical with digital experience together.
It's women in games.
Yeah, so
that's really beautiful to hear.
Yes.
We'll be following you with all of that.
Yes.
Now, if you could create any kind of immersive experience with unlimited resources, so there was like you had no unlimited, what would it look like? What was it?
Unlimited resources.
Yeah, unlimited resources. You could create any immersive experience.
Maybe I would try to broadcast in many channels, like many channels around the world.
Really?
Yeah.
And broadcast it within that immersive world.
Yeah, like being with many people around the world at the same time and do something like paint together or
all at one time.
Yeah, like a live experience.
Yeah. Now, so for me, what I'm really interested in as well is how your experience of being a woman in that gaming virtual world. I'm sure there's been some challenges.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the challenges and what you've had to go through being a woman in gaming.
Yes. Yeah, I had to go through discrimination because I was kicked from projects like we don't have space now, and these projects were only with men. And I was like, why I'm not there? Like it was like 100 people and no woman inside.
Really?
So
gosh.
Yeah, but what I did, I speak out. I just told them like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
It's just like it's not like you rejecting me. You're rejecting many, like 100 many women following me and seeing me and maybe representing either Greece that has an industry that now it's growing or other women that don't have the chance.
Yeah.
So it's not like you rejecting one person. You're rejecting the impact that this person has.
Absolutely.
That's more important.
Yeah.
And mentoring, it's not, I mean, it's more about emotional support.
Yeah,
it's not like having a role and take all the money. It's like the impact that this role will have.
Absolutely.
And you can also pass it to the board. Other women can say, "Oh, I want to be like this." When I was young, my dream was like a small child even says, "Oh, I want to be like this."
Yeah, of course. And that's what you're giving, which I love that you're doing that. And what do you wish that more people understood about that art of technology and that kind of gaming world? What do you think they you wish they understood more about?
I think that it would be nice to understand that these game engines and these virtual worlds, it's not only used for shooting people, having one first person experience, shooting and get your nerves out in a game or something like that. Or more like build immersive experience or let artists free themselves inside. Or if you realize the more women that are in the game industry, they build games that are more emotional and more effective and more awareness in the environment, the climate and other resources or issues and fields that it wasn't before. Like we were seeing many mainstream games and now we're seeing games like change the story and change everything.
Yeah. I mean, as well, I think we had a guest the other week and she expressed that she played a lot of games, like, football games or the different games. And you don't always realize, do you, how many people, women, do play games and they are in that kind of immersive world, or it's what they enjoy doing. We think of it all the time as, the boys and the men, but there is a lot of women out there that actually enjoy, you know, being in that gaming kind of world,
playing.
And where can listeners that maybe are listening with us today, where can they see your work or maybe get involved with the communities that you're in?
I have a Discord server that is open. It's a Discord community. It's a community server where we do sometimes we do some play testing. We play games. We talk. We do some live session. Sometimes when I have time, I teach Unreal Engine or other instructors or fellows friends coming by, and we do like we go all in online. We are planning now doing some not online. Events in Greece like meetups and to get to know together. So Discord, Instagram, or all the social channels.
Sure, and they can connect with you.
Yes.
And I mean, because I mean, you're very creative. I can see that. And is it important to you to have creative freedom? Do you feel that there's a restriction though of creative freedom in the gaming world, or is that getting better?
Yes, it's getting better because now you can use, for example, game engines into museums, interactive experiences. You can build your own artworks inside, and it's not like a traditional game with, you know, game over, level 1, 2, 3, and you have a purpose. It's like more atmospheric or more like a cinematic experience with some puzzles, and many games launch now that is like that they are like this.
Yes.
So that's amazing.
Yeah, and can you tell us maybe some things that you've done like with some other kind of companies like that you've done in the past?
Yeah, of course. I have collaborated with with all these bootcamps that I have done and reached out. I was working for a Romanian film.
Yes.
That I can't talk about that because I'm on NDA.
NDA. We can't talk about NDAs. That's why we've attached NDAs.
But I have done consulting on medical companies that wanted to integrate AR, augmented reality or virtual reality into their. Yeah, I've also done. You can use in very weird and interesting ways 3D applications and consulting. I also have worked a lot in movie industries and in indie films.
Okay.
And
tell us, like, how does your involvement work in that? What do you bring to something like that? So if you're working in an indie film, what is it that you bring?
I usually consulting them.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes I have worked with Exola, which is a very famous game studio. Like that now I'm creating for educational videos.
Yes.
For example, for some consulting for companies and for other indie game studios, so they can leverage and have more success into their studios.
Okay. And if there's any guests out there that are, or any women or young girls that are really interested in coming into the gaming industry, what advice would you give them?
To be bold.
To be bold.
Yeah, not listen to other people like you're not for this or you can't do that, or just follow their dreams.
Yes.
Be brave, be bold, and of course reach out. I mean, this is the most important. Don't afraid to ask questions. Like if you see a woman like this, a senior position or in another role, just send her a message and ask her how she does that and how she reached this level of seniority or how it did, or ask her for mentorship. And the community is huge, and most of the times, many persons, also for me, it's like a helping cycle. The other day, someone helped me and I told them, I said, thank you so much. I don't know how to help you. And he told me, you don't have to. It's just a helping cycle. I help you and you will help someone else. Let's don't break the cycle.
That's how it should be. The helping cycle. I love that. That's a really lovely way to put it, actually. So you didn't have any mentoring yourself, you said. Do you think if you did, it would have shaped your path a little bit different?
Me specific, for example, because I had always issues with teacher profession and sometimes with my parents, like telling me what to do.
Yeah.
Maybe I would have issues for sure. Like they would be like, do this or go to this direction.
Eleanor is like this strong, bold, like she's you're strong-minded. If you want to do something, you're going to do it.
Yeah, I'm very stubborn. When I was young, my mother thought that I had a problem with my ear because she was like,
you wouldn't listen.
Yeah. she took me to doctors. She was like, what is with this kid? Why does she listen? Yeah, I was doing all the time what in my head. Like,
yeah, but that's because your mind was, so focused on maybe some other things you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like that's so funny. And how do you want to influence others
I would say that collaboration is the key, and communication. Communication, of course. Even if you are with a bad boss in a company that you don't like, anything. I mean, speak up. It's just try. And if you can't, just try to tell to your family, to your friends, to the mirror. Just do that, because I have done that. I know sometimes it's not the good result that we all expect, but after that you learn, and it's a goal. It's huge to have learned from other experience, because I've used to be in work experience, bad environment, the people suppressed me, were above me, like do that and that, overworked, and I speak up, and I was crying because I speak up. But I realized that next opportunity and next the experience is better. You know how to speak.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and say about yourself, stood up for yourself.
Yeah, I think that's really valuable advice as well, and we have to speak up, don't we? And it may feel very uncomfortable. We may not be, in a space that we feel we can speak up, but if the more of us are speaking up about things that are not right,
exactly.
The better it is, and we can all kind of collab and build together. And as a woman, how would you, in that industry that you're in, how would you describe yourself?
I don't know, because I don't see myself sometimes, from the above.
Yeah.
As many psychologists say that you have to do that. You have to see yourself.
How would people that have worked with you then, how would they describe you?
They describe me very inspiring, with very good words, and I'm like, oh, this is me. I'm so cool. I can't realize. But okay, everyone has the good and the bad things. Yeah, I'm very stubborn, and sometimes when my mind locks in something, maybe it's not right. Sometimes I don't listen. They have to listen to the advice.
And apart from what you're about to launch in Greece, your new business, what else are you working on at the moment? What else are you doing?
I'm working in games, in movies. Now I'm working also in a theater production that uses virtual reality headset and mock-up suits. That is, some cloth suits with aesthetics, so that whenever I do a move, a 3D person in another screen do that move.
Yes.
So it's kind of an experimental space right now in Greece.
Because tell me a little bit about that. I've seen some of that happen before. So you get a human body, a person, and they're attached to, I don't know the name, but they're attached to like these suits, aren't they? So they will like kind of do the moves that you want to incorporate within a game.
Yeah,
is that how it works?
Yeah, exactly. This suit is connected with wires, and these wires are whatever you do exactly.
Yes.
It goes to the 3D person. Sometimes this animation, it's kind of raw and it needs some cleaning. So you need to have an animator or someone to know about of the human body and everything, okay. So you can fix that to be smooth.
So it's a whole team effort, isn't it, to put into these games?
Exactly.
And if there was any game that hasn't been created right now, like I know you touched on it before, like what do you feel is important to have in games? What do you think the most important thing is in a game?
It's important to have a whole team, to have someone to be on art director, have someone managing, and because some difficulties that I found myself now that I'm trying to launch a business and have a game studio, because you are obligated to do many things as one person.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Social media, marketing, find clients, launch the game or art director, everything. Yeah, it's important to ask for help and to know how to find grants or find good clients or investors. And I see now that many people trying to invest more in female business-led studios or
good.
And that's good.
And if there was a piece of advice that you would give to anyone that's watching today that wants to maybe start something new or wants to launch something new or wants to go into a new industry, what would you say to them?
I would say to be calm and because everything now is on the YouTube. We are lucky because you can find it's like a YouTube education, like you can university, you can find everything.
Yeah.
And I have seen many people thrive that are self-created, so that they have to. You don't have to like spend 7 or 10 years on a university. I mean, of course it's valuable, but some people don't have the time, or maybe they are in an age that they don't have the time to study and they feel that they are behind. So it's good to read stories, success stories, see the challenges, and just dive into the industry. Just
dive in.
Yeah, just
Like, that's
dive.
Elena's advice.
Yeah.
Dive in.
Yeah.
And also, what do you visualize in the future for women in gaming?
I see, for the woman, I see the future very bright and nice. Yeah, I see that the whole world is changing about that, and it's a big cultural shift. And I see a lot of men supporting that. And
that's good to know.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of organizations like Women in Games, and that's in London also, and a lot of men coming in.
Yeah.
And, you know, try to listen to this woman.
Yeah.
And what this woman want, and, you know, being on a career and you want to have a maternity leave, or sometimes I hear crazy stories that a woman had to get out the engagement ring so that, you know, the boss don't see it in the meeting that maybe
she's engaged.
Yeah. Because, you know, when she's getting engaged, maybe she has some kids, and then she will have the maternity leave. So, you know, yeah, and I was see, and I saw many men there, and I was like, sensitive about.
I mean, that's a big discussion in itself, isn't it? Like, you know, if a woman has to, you know, feel that she's working in a company or organization and she can't, the fear that they think that because she's engaged now, she's going to become a mother and take maternity leave, and that's it's like there needs to be a lot more support in the
or the thing with the hormones. They're as afraid of us with the hormones,
when our hormone, they hormone, right? Yeah. And I mean, that's good. So it sounds like there's some change, and you know, we are very grateful and thankful that we have, you know, women like you that are working in these industries, that are able to have voices, that are able to mentor and create a pathway for new women, young people coming into the industries, which I think is really important. And I thank you for doing that. Like, we thank you for doing that, because it's so important
for the opportunity coming
here. Absolutely, because I think it's so important. I think there's a lot of industries that, you know, we don't know enough about. You know, I don't know enough about that gaming industry, so it's really, really important to hear what you're sharing and the experiences that you've gone through, but also the change that you are making and others are making for an industry that is very, very underrepresented with women. And this is why we have this platform here, because it's so important that we are sharing things like this, empowering others so that these things can change, because I think there could be so many incredible creative women working in that industry, couldn't there? So I'm loving that. We are also live, so we have a live audience. So I do want to ask a couple of if they have any questions for you.
Of course.
Are you open for that, Elena? Good, yeah. Just going to ask if we have any questions, please.
Unfortunately, I've had a bit of technical difficulties, but I did jot one down earlier from somebody asking about your gaming experience, and you said that you started off from very young. What was your favourite game, and what was your first computer?
Nice question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Okay, so my first game was Sly the Raccoon. It was
Sly the Raccoon?
Yeah, it was a raccoon that was a thief, but it was a good thief. He was stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. So you were playing a raccoon. And I was like, how cool is that? And you were starting on the first level, and you were the raccoon, and you were in the Paris in some, you know, big buildings, and you have to jump. And it was like the first level, I was like, wow. And my father was, what is this silly raccoon doing? And I was with my sister, this silly raccoon is changing the world, Dad.
Yeah. And you know what? There is something about, because I do have memories as a child. I'm sure we all do, like the Sega Mega Drives, the Nintendos, I think. You know, the old cartridge pop in. You know, like Mario, all of these. And I suppose it did bring family together at times. It did bring, you know, or if you've got friends coming over or cousins, and so I suppose the gaming it does. I'm a nagging mum, so I'm like off the computer, limit the time, but there is actually beauty in that gaming world, and it takes you into another experience, doesn't it? And so there's good value to it. So I really appreciate you saying that, and the different levels and concentration. You're also thank you. And you're also on F the News. So we always ask every guest, what is your favorite F word?
F? I think I saw a reel from another girl that she was saying, "Can I swear?"
I mean, anywhere beginning with F that comes to mind for Elena.
It comes to me a Greek word.
Oh, tell us the Greek word.
Phalena. It's the whale.
It's called Phalon.
Phalena.
Phalena.
It's the whale that you swim.
Oh.
No, because when I was young, I couldn't sleep, so I was putting whale sounds to sleep.
Oh!
Yeah, but another English F, I would say, I don't know, food. Food! I love food.
And you know what? I love a bit of Greek food as well. So
yeah.
The Greek food.
Food.
Yeah, food. That's a good one. So, Ellen, you have been a wonderful guest. Thank you so much for sharing all of that information and your journey with us. And yeah, let's keep on rooting for women in games and stuff. Keep on doing what you're doing, and we thank you. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Pink Sofa. I think you will agree we've had two wonderful guests, really innovative and very, very powerful conversations. We want to really thank you for continuing to like, share and support us here at F the News. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at Femme Fatale TV. We want to continue this community and network and continue to empower. If there's any of you out there that want to get in contact with us, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel. And also so next week, our podcast is going to be live in the studio. So we have audience tickets. So please get in contact with us if you want to come and join us in the live studio with two incredible guests next week. Follow the link in our Instagram page or on Femme Fatale TV, and we will get you in to be part of the audience. Thank you so much for joining. I've been your host, Liyanne Marie, and I'm going to hand you over to the wonderful Rochelle, who is in our news vault with today's guest.
And this week, stepping into the news vault, it's Angelina performing her track Respect.
Energy I give is the energy it gets. If you see me move vexed, don't ask me why. Hand on my head got me deep in life. I've been through a lot, trials and tribulations, but still I ain't complaining. I can't tolerate a gal that don't show me no respect. The energy I give is the energy it gets. If you see me move vexed, don't ask me why. Hand on my head got me deep in life. I've been through a lot, trials and tribulations, but still I ain't complaining. It's only made me stronger. Sometimes you gotta wonder why there's so much single mothers. Sometimes you gotta wonder why there's brothers killing brothers. But if I'm being honest, it's the guys at the top that's got us moving reckless. They planned it out and they see that it's working, but I'm fed up. It's really time to break that cycle. My brothers and my sisters, man, that's my true idols. But let me not forget my mum. Black don't crack, yeah, you know she's still looking young. She raised me up to be a strong individual. A sticky situation got me stuck up in the middle. When I didn't see my dad, so it really left the impact on my heart and on my soul. Like from the age of 12 to 17, you didn't see me grow. You should know, I ain't no little kid. You should know I'm getting older. But every minute, every day, manifesting every day, dedicated to the grind. You should know it's my time. Man, I know I'm gonna make it. You can see it in my face. Sweet, cute face, but my life, man, is far from sweet. But I hustle all the time, and I'm grinding every week. If you know what I seen, what I've been through, you will have an overstanding. Why I gotta stand my ground, why I gotta take that crown. Hardest female rapper in the scene. You should know that's a fact, bro. I'm telling you from now, don't underestimate me. I was made for this rap scene. Like I ain't made it, but I made it. I'm the hardest, gotta face it. I'm the hardest, no debating. If I want it, I'ma take it. But stay humble, but you know I stay patient. But I ain't humble when it comes to the rapping thing. Put myself on the map, I'm taking everything. Married to the music, but I ain't got no wedding ring. Moving on to better things. I know my worth, you should know I ain't settling. I ain't settling, no, I ain't settling. I can't tolerate a gal that don't show me no respect. The energy I give is the energy it gets. If you see me move vexed, don't ask me why. Hand on my head got me deep in life. I've been through a lot, trials and tribulations, but still I ain't complaining. It's only made me stronger. Sometimes you gotta wonder why there's so much single mothers. Sometimes you gotta wonder why there's brothers killing brothers.